Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's episode, we're discovering ways to invest within NFTs without literally buying the NFTs themselves. How can we take a picks and shovels approach to gain the upside from this massive market that is just emerging and is really showing no signs of stopping? So we're going to look at this today from the most simple method and then looking at some other alternatives. So if you enjoy the content in today's video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, and if you wish to support the channel, check out my Patreon, link down below. So from the feedback I've received over previous videos and from DMs and things, it's pretty obvious that not everyone has time to dig through the latest NFT trends. So maybe you don't know what ON1 Force is, you don't know a bored ape from a cool cat, or even a pudgy penguin. Maybe you haven't got time to spend hours per day looking at these things, which is totally fair enough. So in this case, you're looking for a way to gain exposure to this and gain from some of that upside from this market without having to do all of that legwork. So let's have a look at how we can do this. Now, the first and most simple way to gain exposure to the NFT sector is to hold the token underlying this whole ecosystem, the backbone, which of course is Ethereum. Owning Ethereum is an essential part to being an NFT collector, investor, or trader. You have to have Ether in your wallet. So if I want to buy an NFT, I'm going to need Ethereum in my wallet to not only purchase the NFT, as 99% of all trades happen in ETH. Yes, some occur in DAI, and I've seen USDC used as well, but typically most of the trades are in ETH. We also need ETH in the wallet to pay for gas fees. So as you can see, you're locking away ETH and utilizing ETH all the time for NFTs. Additionally to this, we're seeing that Opensea is the #1 burner of Ethereum since EIP 1559 went live. And this trend looks set to continue. With the amount of market penetration we've had thus far in the sector, it's only going to grow as more and more people are attracted to this industry. And this is actually bringing in people from non-crypto backgrounds who probably don't even have an interest in cryptocurrency. They just want their nice looking JPEGs or maybe the art that they are attracted to. Plus, not to mention, when people profit off their NFTs, they are very likely to take that ETH that they profit with and put it into more NFTs, as this is a highly addictive and encapsulating space to be part of. So this means that NFTs are almost like a black hole for Ethereum. They're just sucking it up time and time again. So over time, NFTs are going to be responsible for the deflation of Ethereum overall. So gaining more exposure to ETH gives you upside in this market. So this would be the first and most simple way of gaining more exposure to the NFT space. So as we look at the June analytics stats for Opensea here, we can see how explosive this industry has become. Last month, these candles down here would have represented skyscrapers, but now they have been diminished by August. Opensea monthly volume now pushing towards $2 billion. So what we're seeing is the dominant exchange on the market is pushing these numbers that will rival the likes of Uniswap or even Coinbase over time, in my opinion. I think this growth trajectory, if it can sustain for some time, we can literally see this volume start to rival those major exchanges. The daily volume yesterday was $209 million. These are huge numbers. The total number of NFTs sold this month was over 1 million. And over here, we have the fees. So in the month of August, they've already accumulated $140 million in fee revenue alone. So what does this show us? Well, this shows us that there's more and more traders coming into this space, more people coming and buying their first NFTs. And so it makes sense to gain exposure to this market that we look to invest in places where people will exchange their NFTs with others. So this is the picks and shovels approach, buying into the infrastructure that allows for this trade to occur. Without these places like Opensea and others that we're going to look at today, this market does not exist in the same fashion. The fact these decentralized exchanges, where you retain control of your cryptocurrency and your NFTs, allows for commerce on a worldwide scale with millions of different participants. So unlike your typical art gallery that you might get a couple of people walk in on a daily basis, you can now put your art on ETH and then it can be viewed by countless people time and time again, day in and day out. Therefore, NFT exchanges are where I want to be putting my money to gain from the upside of this market. And in terms of this product category, I really like this tweet from Elio. NFTs will become the biggest product category of all time. And this makes total sense. They are really transformative. Anyone can get into NFTs, regardless of your background, race, gender, religion, anything like that. The NFT is all encompassing and can be appreciated by everybody. And once I've introduced people, friends, family to NFTs, everyone gets the bug. So this is why it's going to be the biggest product category. They are really totally universal. So the first exchange and tokenization platform of NFTs to look at here is Muse. These guys are doing something a bit different here by fractionalizing or tokenizing the NFT up into smaller parts so that there's more liquidity for the market sector. I think this is a very interesting protocol and one that I covered on my channel. So if you want to go and check this out in more detail, the website for this is nft20.io, but I've got a full video on my channel, so go and tap it in over there and you will be able to see more detail about why I like this. Essentially at the moment though, the market cap is just $24 million. And if we scroll down here, the all-time high that it hit was 124, and just last month I think we hit around $60 here. So it's roughly pulled back around 40% since then, and this market correction that we're having right now could represent a good opportunity to get in. So what do is they tokenize or they fractionalize NFTs and they create markets for them. So Chubbies is a type of NFT here, and as you can see on CoinGecko, it has its own ticker, Chubbies20 after NFT20. So each one of these units represents 1/100th or 1% of a Chubbies. So a Chubbies currently valued at around $152. Therefore, if you bought 100 of these tokens, you would own essentially one whole Chubbies. And there's markets like this for various NFTs from Bored Apes and beyond. So this is how you could gain exposure from just staying on Uniswap and going ahead and buying these. You can see there's a variety of different ones here. We've got Cool Cats, we've got Bored Apes, Meebits, Curio cards, and so on and so forth. So there is plenty on here depending on what you fancy, or maybe what you've heard sounds good. Maybe you've heard your friends talking about hash masks, for example. You could go up and buy a fraction of this directly from Uniswap or coming to their site as well. Now, clicking on the farm tab up here, you can actually deposit the Muse token and gain value accrual from the exchange fees. So here on their documents tab, we can see their tokenomics. So it says the Muse token primary utility is simple, serve as a governance token for the NFT20 DEX, and as a means of broad exposure to a full range of NFT ecosystems through the return of transaction fees collected by the DEX to token holders. So they take a 5% fee for transactions on their platform. And if you were to stake the NFT20 token, which is called Muse, you can gain from the value of this. So you will be rewarded for the volume that goes through this exchange. So this is one way of also getting upside from a growing market sector. And if we go to DApp Radar here for NFT20, over the last 30 days, the number of users, their transactions have actually both gone down. And I think this paints a picture of Opensea just dominating right now. And this is why as well, the price of NFT20, the Muse token, has gone down as well. But I think this could be a good opportunity. I don't think OpenSea is going to just take all the liquidity, all the traders forever. Others will come, others will go and fail as well. But there is definite opportunity in backing a few different protocols to succeed within this market. So even though users and transactions were down over the last 30 days, their volume was up 387%, doing $3 million worth of total trade. Now, next up, we have Rarible with the Rari token. Rarible, a bit of an OG exchange here, somewhere you can trade your NFTs. This is very popular for a number of reasons, including that this is run as a DAO structure. So many of the users of this platform actually own quite a few of the tokens, as they distributed tokens to users of the platform when this token went live. If we just scroll down a little bit, and you can see over the last 90 days here from this chart, Rarible has been on a nice uptick. It's still 33% off its all-time high here, but as you can see, it's performing nicely. And these exchanges, off the back of OpenSea doing so well and NFT market in general going exponential, we're seeing a price rise and a revaluation of these exchanges. Because essentially, if you look at what Opensea's done, $148 million in revenue this month from fees, that is almost the same as the whole market cap of the Rarible token. So this stands to question, is the Rari token undervalued right now? And I would have to say that in terms of the potential upside from this, if they can become a dominant force in the future, which of course is a possibility, then this number here will be absolutely demolished. And I think with the general size of the NFT marketplace, how big it's going to become, this will go up. So as I said, this is run like a DAO. This means that Rari token actually was awarded to the active users of the platform. And now it is the governance instrument. So it enables the collectors and creators to vote on multiple upgrades and decide how the platform should develop further. Rari token holders can vote on things such as the trading fees. So currently we know OpenSea charges 2.5% on trades. Maybe these guys will vote and try and undercut that to bring across some of the flippers and traders. That would make a lot of sense in my eyes. They can also vote on new Rarible features to be developed or implemented by the team, and to use Rari to further decentralize the governance and for further development of Rarible. So over on DApp Radar again, we can see down here, they've put in a total volume of around $18 million over the last 30 days, around 10,000 traders. Their users have grown. They're up 2% over the last 30 days. Transaction volume is down again, probably due to the fact OpenSea is just booming right now. But if we look at the all-time figures here, you can see we had a big peak around March time and it has settled down once again. So I think that this one could be slightly undervalued. Whilst most of the attention is on OpenSea, which as yet does not have a token, this is one of the platforms you could invest in and gain from potential further upside once this marketplace actually grows more. And I'm sure most of these marketplaces will continue to develop and get better and better. Now, the next marketplace we're looking at here is Super Rare, and Super Rare just released their token 1 week ago, roughly, the Rare token, ticker RARE, and this one has already attracted a market cap of $300 million. This has had a parabolic rise in a very short period of time. It started trading at around 20 odd cents and was quickly bought up to around $1.65. We had a few opportunities down at the $1 region, but now it's starting to pick back up once more. So this one was airdropped to users of the platform. The platform itself is very art focused. For those of you who are into the art niche, this might be where you want to check out the latest and greatest new artist in the blockchain space. We can see a bit of a Vitalik mural there. So very evident that this is arty. And what they did was they distributed the token to create the Super Rare DAO. So a new DAO comprised of Rare token holders will help define the future of art and culture for a digitally native generation. Membership is in the Super Rare DAO, allows you to curate the platform, control marketplace parameters, again, those exchange fees, add your voice to one of the most ambitious art projects in the world today. So they distributed a total of 15% of the Rare supply to the community of users, collectors, and creators. So if you have used this previously, go and check out your eligibility to claim some of this airdrop, as it does end after 90 days. But this one's gone parabolic already. Now priced at $300 million. Super Rare has been around for a long time as well. It will not surprise me if this goes to $1 billion fairly quickly. And with this governance structure now being enabled by the Rare token, I expect things to start happening for Super Rare in the not too distant future. Let's have a little look at their stats on DApp Radar. Over the last 30 days, their users have gone up significantly, up 68%, transactions up 51% during that time, and they're putting in volume of $15 million over the last month. So again, this one is showing signs of growth. I think it will continue to grow. And as that picks and shovels approach, trying to gain off the back of this growing economy, owning tokens for these exchanges is a good way to see some of this upside. Now, I also wanted to cover a few more things here. This one is Nifty Gateway. You may have heard of this one, another marketplace. This marketplace is owned by Gemini, aka the Winklevoss twins. As you can see down here, Nifty Gateway owned by Gemini. Currently, this does not have a token, but with others in this sector like Super Rare bringing out their own token, maybe these guys will have to follow suit to gain more community engagement. And the same thing with OpenSea as well, currently does not have a token. Look at the numbers here. They only have 21 employees and they're just generating almost $150 million in fee revenue over the last month. Absolutely incredible stuff. I think there will be pressure on the likes of Nifty Gateway and Opensea to bring out their own governance token, and I would think that they would do that in the form of an airdrop. We've seen this play out time and time again in the crypto space. As your competitors are doing this, you have to do it as well to ensure that your community stays with you. If we think back to last year with Uniswap and SushiSwap with their vampire attack, heads can be turned quite quickly in this industry. So if rare token holders have just had a nice big airdrop, maybe it's time for Opensea to do likewise. So with that in mind, I would highly recommend connecting your wallets up to Opensea, creating accounts. I've done a full video on Opensea as well on my channel. Go and check that out. I'll leave it at the end. Because if you connect your wallet, maybe you make a trade, you set up your account at least, you may be eligible for that airdrop when it comes. And you don't want to be sat on the sidelines thinking, damn, I wish I had just made a little profile on there, maybe bought one NFT, and now would have had a few $100 airdrop to me in this new token for possibly what could be an exchange that surpasses the volumes that we see on the likes of Uniswap and Coinbase. Then last but not least, Swappable from TrustSwap is now live. They've got their own NFT platform that they've just kicked off here. And to see upside from this exchange, which is just starting out, you can actually invest in the Swap token. It says we provide access to the marketplace that pays 80% of the accrued fees back to the community. So if you stake the Swap token, you can gain value accrual from the fees that are generated from this NFT marketplace. And you can get 50% off your fees if you pay in the TrustSwap token itself. Plus, the buyer never pays purchase fees, and you can also create your NFTs directly from the site. So this marketplace has literally just begun. The featured NFT drop from Yanni Leninen has now begun, and it's been unveiled, and there's now a 3-day auction that is ongoing to see how this one sells, as this will be the first NFT dropped on this new platform. So TrustSwap moving into the NFT sector in a good way and providing benefits to the TrustSwap stakers in the form of revenue share from platform fees. So as it stands, we have Opensea as the leader of the NFT marketplaces right now. But this is an industry that's only been really kicking off over the last 12 months. And we could honestly say that over the last 3 months is where most of the hype and demand has come from. So very infant stages here. And so the dominant force today may not be the dominant force tomorrow. So at this point in time, for me, it feels like spread your bets out a few of these different marketplaces, and you can potentially get a golden ticket to what could be the biggest exchange of them all. And if this does become the biggest product category of all time, the exchanges people are utilizing are going to generate enormous fees. And so the underlying tokens associated will become billion-dollar plus entities. Probably tens of billions, maybe even hundreds of billions or even more. So this is the approach to look at when trying to gain upside from the NFT space without actually buying an individual NFT piece. If you enjoyed the content today, make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.